Today we're going to be talking about the security theater of repeatedly forcing users to change their passwords. My name is Steve, this is TQA Weekly, and forcing a person to change their password often in certain organizations seems to be like a great idea. I mean, on the surface, you will agree. If you have somebody change their passwords frequently, then that means that at any point in time, even if somebody else were to figure out the password is, the security could be maintained or at least renewed at any given point. And having it done on a schedule means that the person is not surprised by the fact that they're going to have to change their password. What really ends up breaking down is the end user. The end user being anybody using the computer. If you are made to change your passwords often enough, you will not remember which password it is at one point, and you might actually need the IT department to log you back in, which wastes time and money. Every business knows that. On top of all this, it's also very annoying and reduces productivity, which means that it also costs money to the business in other ways. And it's not necessarily safer because those who end up having to change their passwords often enough have a kind of mathematical equation, which means that you'll end up being able to guess what their password is. And if some businesses only remember the last password, people will recycle old passwords, meaning that if at any point in time somebody had one of their old passwords, they will make their account vulnerable on a cycle. And on top of all this, if anybody can guess what the passwords was because it is based on an equation, then there was never any security whatsoever. So on the surface, the idea seems like it's great, but it's actually pointless. And what's really crazy about this is that there is no need for this. Two-factor authentication has been around for a long time, but you know what has been around for a lot longer? RSA. RSA used key tokens that allowed you to generate unique codes based on a specific time limit. So like every 30 seconds to a minute, 2 minutes. It would generate a new code. And that new code is only good once and only during that time period, meaning that it is secure and you can't forget it. And if it was an RSA token tag, it was something you had. So all you had to do was identify that you were the person and have some way of putting it in, and that was it. But you don't even need, as a business, to spend the money for that. Most people have their own phones. So you can get an application to do that for them and actually save your money then. And then each person can use their phone to generate a new token that they actually punch into their computer. No passwords to forget, no getting locked out for no reason whatsoever, and even if somebody were to get the code expires almost immediately, maintaining the security over the network. This is why I call password changing in organizations security theater, because it doesn't actually provide any security, especially given the other option, which is ultimately the security a business is actually looking for. So if you're in one of those IT departments and you want to make everything safer and easier for users, go with the security tokens. They're so much better for you in the end. Once they know how that works, you never have to reteach them how to do it ever again. So, like this episode if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, share with those you think about it from this, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions for topics, email me at ask@tqaweekly.com or go to my website, tqaweekly.com, where you can see the show notes on this episode, past others, find other ways of subscribing, and use the contact form to email me directly. And of course, if you want to see me play video games, I'm playing Watch Dogs Legion on twitch.tv/zaxis1981, and I should be streaming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.